like to welcome everybody to the Board of Adjustments March 22nd, 2011 meeting. Going to take roll call. Mr. Jim Cecil.
Present.
Ms. Kathy Desideer.
Present.
Mr. Bill Lee.
Present.
Mr. Steve McGowan.
Present.
And Mr. Paul Johnson. Present.
Here.
One note, Mr. Tyler Glue has resigned from the board, so that's why I didn't roll call him. So I'm just making an announcement. Like thank Mr. Tyler for Glue from being on the board. So we wish him all well. All right, next thing, we have public comment period. If anybody in the audience would like to come up and speak in general about the board or anything, we do have public comment period for each item that comes up. So if anybody would like to speak, please step forward. Any volunteers? We're good then. Closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes?
I move that we accept the minutes as written.
Mr. Bill Lee makes a motion to accept the minutes as written. Seconded by Mr. Jim Cecil. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Do I hear a motion to accept the written decisions?
So
Make-
moved.
Motion by Ms. Kathy Desideer.
Second.
Second by Mr. Jim Cecil. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Our first zoning review is zoning review ID 2142.11, Lot 4-D-2 for K. Hoffman, located on the south end of.
I just wanted to announce
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Yes, sir. That's okay.
Let me make an announcement before this is that the third item for review, zoning review ID 2144.11, Lot 11A and 12A of Forest Lawn Subdivision has been removed this month by the applicant, so we will not be hearing that tonight. So if you're here for that, we will not be hearing it. All right, now back to the first. Again, zoning review ID 2142.11, Lot 4-D-2 for K. Hoffman, located on the south end of La Cooley Road, approximately 1,050 feet east of LA Highway 431. Is anybody here for this zoning review?
I move that we move it to the end of the agenda.
All right, got a motion by Ms. Kathy Desideer to move to the end of the meeting tonight,
Second that.
and second by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. All those against? All right, moving it to the end. Next zoning review ID 2143.11, Lot A of the Harry and Rella Baptiste Estate property for Morris Baptiste Sr., located on northwest corner of Stevenson Road and Elm Road. To request, anybody here for that one? Just come on up and sign in and tell us what you're trying to do, please.
Okay, my name is Tanasi Baptiste, and I was requesting a address, a hardship address.
Okay.
Okay,
Who's the address for the new you trying to move somebody else on the property?
yes.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about why you're moving somebody and who you're moving?
Well, it's myself. The reason I was moving is because I wanted to be closer to my stepmom. She's getting older in age and stuff, and it's hard for her to take care of herself like she, we had considered moving in with her, but it's me and my 3 kids, and it's like she have a 2-bedroom house, so it.
Okay, your father owns the property, but he's deceased.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? And so currently the only residence on there belongs to your stepmother?
Well, it's the family house, and he remarried about
Okay.
3 years ago.
And so
So she's,
she's the only occupant of the
In the
family
house,
home.
yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're trying to move a mobile home onto the property that'll be titled in your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And your plan would be to live there until she either gets better or is deceased? Is that correct?
Yeah, well, to be there to help take care of her, because right now, she can't do like she usually do.
Okay, well, what I'm getting at is we hear a lot of the hardship cases, and primarily, normally what we try to do is to make sure that the residence that you're putting on there will never become a rental property, nor the primary residence become a rental property. So, the point I'm getting at is we normally ask for a stipulation that if for some reason that you move out of the mobile home, that it does not become a rental property. It has to be moved.
Okay.
And that if you stay in the mobile home, that the primary residence does not become a rental property.
Okay.
Okay? So I want to make sure that you would be agreeable to those conditions.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is the trailer there already?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, after reviewing the property, I have to ask that question, but I know it's already there.
Okay.
Okay, so, but it's just one of the things I do ask.
Any other questions by the board? Okay, I need to open it for public hearing.
Kathy called.
Have a seat for a sec.
Okay.
If anybody has anything for or against this, please come up to the front and sign in. Anybody?
Close.
Y'all good with it? Okay.
Stamp.
They can still speak on behalf. All right, if nobody's coming up, then we're going to close public hearing. Do I hear a motion from the board?
I'd like to go ahead and make the motion to accept the variance, based on the unnecessary hardship. It definitely, as this fulfills, it's definitely a hardship.
With the stipulations. that-
Stipulation?
Yes, the stipulations that none of the main home or
Or
the
the-
trailer becomes rental property.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
All righty. Got a motion by Mr. Jim Cecil, second by Mr. Paul Johnson. Approving it with the stipulation that neither the house nor the trailer being moved on can be a rental property at any time. And that's it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion is passed. Thank you. All right, next zoning review ID. We're going back to first one since it's gonna be a short night tonight. We only had two. Zoning review ID 2142.11, lot 4-D-2 for K. Hoffman, located on the south end of Lake Cooley Road, 1,050 feet east of LA Highway 431. Is anybody here to represent that? Come sign on in.
With baby. Don't leave it.
Just state your name and tell us what you're trying to do with the property.
Kay Hoffman, and we've requested a variance. It is, I think, 8 feet over the build line on the east or something like that.
Okay. Does anybody from the board have any questions?
Yeah, it's an existing property, right?
Right.
It's in place already.
Yes, sir.
How did it end up in place but out of variance? Just out of,
Short story or long story?
Short.
Short.
sure.
Okay. It actually was placed back in October of 2010. And then I was notified, it was placed by a construction company that was hired by the trailer business. They did all the construction. And then they notified me in November that, oh, hey, by the way, it's over the build line and we need a variance. And they, at the time, they were refusing to do repairs. And so I refused to sign a variance request form until they did all the repairs.
Right.
And so we've just now hammered it out without taken without a lawsuit being involved. And so now we've finally gotten to the point of needing the variance. I don't know how it got there. I don't know how they built, I don't know how they set it there without getting it. It's a lot of shady stuff going on with that company.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's been going on since October?
2010.
September was when,
When did you find out about it?
I probably found out about November time. Basically, I didn't know the whole situation, other than they asked what the setback was. I told them what it was, and they kind of said that they had an issue, they needed, and they asked if the owner needed to sign the application. I said yes, and I didn't know that there was other issues going on, so that's why I guess it took to this time to get it to the front of the board.
So that company that she's dealing with
To be
was the
Palmer.
one that actually contacted you?
Yes, sir, that's correct. Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Okay.
No more further questions.
The map that we have provided has a mobile home drawing over it. Does it really go over a ditch?
I don't think so. It's like between two ponds. The piece of land, the road goes through the piece of land,
Yeah.
that lot. So there's like a piece of land on one side of the road and a piece on the other.
But there's no ditch.
No ditch.
Okay.
Well, Lance, like on this map, I am showing the 20-foot drainage servitude, then a 32 feet ditch, and then another 20-foot drainage servitude.
Yes, there's along the road, there's a 40-foot servitude of passage, LaCooley Road. There's a 12-foot utility servitude, and then there's a 25-foot building line. That's what's being encroached on.
Yeah, but
And
I'm
the-
looking at the other side where this looks like that trailer's going over that ditch.
No, what it is that's the footage that they're showing. It actually stops before it gets there. It's actually where that 20-foot, existing 20-foot drainage servitude, it goes through, it stops before it gets to that point. It's showing that it's 95.8 feet from the property line to there. I know I asked the same question at first, but that's the line, it's not encroaching into any servitudes. What it does is it cuts before it gets there. It's roughly about, whatever the request is, 3 feet, I believe, or so from the rear, and then the other one, so.
So the actual mobile home ends at that line right under 57.
That's correct. That's right. Where it makes the little, where it's showing the little arrows are, it just continues down. It looks like it continues further down, but it doesn't. They just, the way they put the arrow on, it looks like it connects to the back of the home.
That's the end of it.
Okay, so it's going horizontally, it's not going vertically.
Correct.
though.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Go ahead, no
Okay.
public hearing.
Have a seat. We're gonna do public hearing. If anybody has anything for or against this, please come up, speak for or against it. Y'all the only one left in the room. Anybody for or against it?
What are we talking about?
The second one.
What was the first one?
First one, sorry. It is the first one. We moved it to the end. Now we're back to it. Kay Hoffman is the agenda item we're on right now.
Only I got it on review, ID 2144.11, lot 11A and 12.
That one's been pulled
That one
tonight.
pulled.
They're not. It's not being heard at all tonight. The applicant pulled it before this meeting.
Can you get some information on what it is?
If you see Lance after the meeting, he can tell you what it is.
Right now.
We're not hearing it tonight. It'll probably come back up next month or the following month. Okay. Closing public hearing. Do I hear a motion?
I move that we accept this as written.
No second.
All right. Motion by Ms. Kathy Desdier to approve as written. Second by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? All right. Motion passes. Thank you. All right. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? That's it. Motion by
So
Mr.
moved.
Steve McGowan, second by Ms. Kathy Desdier. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion